Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Recap Media YouTube channel. Please like the video, subscribe to help our channel and enjoy this full video.
10-year-old Chihiro pouts in the backseat of her parents' car. The family is on its way to a new home in a new town, and Chihiro is unhappy and doesn't want to move. When her father gets lost taking a shortcut, they find the entrance to an abandoned theme park. Chihiro asks her parents to not go in there and that she is getting bad vibes from the place, but her parents insist and ask her to not be scared. The parents investigate the whole place and follow the smell of delicious food that leads them to a deserted stall piled with food. They both start eating, and soon, they're both pigging out. They offer Chihiro to eat, but she has a bad feeling about it and refuses the food and keeps asking them to stop eating. Chihiro wanders away by herself and comes across a bathhouse. While she explores, a boy appears and warns her to leave the place before dark. She runs back to the stall, only to find that her parents have turned into pigs. She tries calling her parents, but they don't recognize her because they have turned into pigs. As night falls, shadowy spirits fill the park, and Chihiro starts becoming transparent, more like disappearing. The boy reappears and entices her to consume food from the spirit realm so that he can help her from vanishing. He then asks her to hold her breath and cross the bridge, which leads to a busy bathhouse, and tells her that even if she leads out a tiny breath, the spirits will know that she's a human and she'll be in trouble. He ensures her safely through a phalanx of spirits, but then when they're about to reach the other end of the bridge, she lets out a breath and is caught, causing a ruckus among the spirits. After getting her to safety, Haku gives her detailed instructions on how to get a job in the spirit world, which he says is the only way to survive. He introduces himself as Haku and tells her that he has known her since she was very small. Chihiro first goes to the boiler man, Kamaji, for a job as per Haku's instructions. A girl named Lin, who works at the bathhouse, arrives and is shocked to discover the human everyone is looking for. Impressed with Chihiro's tenacity and kindness, Kamaji lies and tells Lin that Chihiro is his granddaughter. He bribes Lin to take Chihiro to Yubaba, the witch who runs the bathhouse, to ask for a job. Kamaji asks Chihiro to be careful and get the job. Chihiro finally reaches Yubaba's room after hiding from every spirit that was looking for the human intruder. Yubaba initially refuses but gives in when Chihiro persists. After Chihiro signs a contract for the job, Yubaba steals several of the characters that make up Chihiro's name, renaming her Senator. The next morning, Haku takes Sen to see her parents now turned into pigs, who no longer remember they were once human. Sen tries to remember her real name, and almost can't. Haku warns Sen that he no longer remembers who he used to be and that if she forgets she'll never be able to get home. Returning to the bathhouse, Sen looks back and sees a white dragon in the air, which she believes is Haku. On Sen's first day of work at the bathhouse, she encounters a silent, white-faced spirit called No-Face, who is drenched in the rain. She kindly asks the No-Face spirit to come in and leaves a door open. Lin and Sen are given a task to clean the huge filthy bathtub for a guest who actually is a stink spirit. She cleans the stink spirit, which turns out to be a polluted river spirit. The river spirit rewards her job well done with a magic herbal cake. The dirt and filth that comes out from the polluted river spirit have a lot of gold as well. Everyone collects the gold from the dirt and Yubaba takes it away. No-Face notices that everyone is obsessed with gold, so he lures a frog with gold and swallows him to gain a voice. No-Face becomes obsessed with getting Sen's attention. The next day, Sen wakes up to find everyone gone. Outside of the bathhouse, Sen sees the white dragon, Haku, being attacked by birds. She opens a door for him and he flies through, followed by the birds, which are made of paper. In agony, Haku flies to Yubaba's rooms on the upper level. Knowing he'll bleed to death without help, Sen runs to find him. One of the paper birds hides on her back. As Sen runs through the bathhouse, No-Face sees her and tries to give her gold. She refuses it and runs away. Angered by her refusal, No-Face starts swallowing the staff, causing a panic. Arriving at Yubaba's quarters, she hides in her baby's room. He held her hand tightly and asks her to play with him, but she tells him that she has germs in her hand, so he gets scared and starts crying. Taking the advantage of this, Sen frees herself of his hold and runs outside the room in Yubaba's office. Sen finds Haku unconscious and sees Yubaba's subordinates try to throw him into the boiler room. Sen tries to rescue Haku, then the paper bird sticking on her back turns into Yubaba, but actually, it's her twin sister, Zeniba. She tells her that Haku will die because she has put a curse on him. Zeniba has followed Haku because he stole her gold seal. Yubaba's son Bo is disturbing everything and is stubborn. Disgusted by Bo, Yubaba's giant baby, Zeniba turns him into a small mouse and turns Yubaba's pet bird into a fly. Thrashing around, Haku smashes the paper bird, and Zenoba disappears. Haku and Sen fall down a dark shaft into the boiler room. Haku and Sen both fall in front of Kamaji and the boiler room is covered in Haku's blood. Kamaji tells Sen that Haku is bleeding from the inside, so Sen gives Haku part of the herbal cake the river spirit gave her. Haku vomits up the gold seal and a slug, which Sen squashes. Haku turns back to his boy form, but he is still very ill. Sen decides to go to Zenoba in an attempt to convince her to cure Haku. Lin arrives and tells her that she's in trouble and that Yubaba is furious because she led No-Face in the bathhouse. Lin asks Sen to not go as it could be dangerous, but she insists on saving Haku's life at any cost. Kamaji gives Sen train tickets to get to Zenoba and tells her that he's been saving train tickets for 40 years. He asks Sen to get off the train at the 6th stop called Swamp Bottom. On her way to the train, Sen confronts No-Face, who is still terrorizing the bathhouse. She gives him the rest of the herbal cake that she's been saving for her parents. He begins to vomit and becomes angry at Sen, chasing her through the bathhouse. As he runs, he vomits up all the people and things he's eaten, getting smaller and smaller until he's back to his normal size and meek demeanor. Sen, the bow mouse, the Yubaba fly, and No-Face leave together for the train. As the group makes its way to Zenoba's place, Haku recovers. He leaves the group and goes back to Yubaba, promising to return Bo to her if Yubaba will send Sen and her parents back to their world. When Sen arrives at Zenoba's, she asks Zenoba to forgive Haku for stealing the seal and apologizes for killing the slug. Zenoba explains that Yubaba put the slug in Haku to control him, and that Sen has already healed Haku with her love. Haku arrives in his dragon form, and Sen climbs on his back so he can fly her, the bow mouse, and the Yubaba fly back to the bathhouse. Zenoba asks No-Face to stay with her for a while so he can be of help to her, and he agrees to stay. While flying on Haku's back, Sen remembers that when she was very young she fell into a river. Instead of allowing her to drown, the river carried her to safety. She had forgotten the river's name but now remembers that it was called the Kahaku River. Sen tells Haku she thinks he was the river. Upon hearing his true name, Kahaku River, Haku's dragon scales fall away and he turns back into his boy shape. They arrive at the bathhouse, and Haku reminds Yubaba that she promised to free Sen and her parents. Yubaba says Sen must pass one last test and should first identify her parents from a group of pigs. Sen examines the pigs and correctly concludes that none of them are her parents. Her contract dissolves and she again becomes Chihiro. Haku tells Chihiro that her parents are waiting for her near the tunnel and asks her to not look back until she reaches the end of the tunnel. Free at last, Chihiro finds her parents, and they drive away. Her parents can't remember anything that happened to them at the bathhouse. Chihiro assures her parents that she can probably handle a new home and school.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.